Glad you guys are here. We've only got 3 games in the NBA, and it's perfect because there's 3 of us. I'm Stephanie Reddy, alongside Steve Smith and Coach Sam Mitchell. Glad you're here with us, and we had some news in the NBA earlier this week, so we just want to further the story. Giannis Antetokounmpo, the reigning MVP, injured his knee. Take a look at this. Against the Lakers, it was awkward. He is, of course, out tonight against the Denver Nuggets. He ended up figuring out that it was a sprained knee, so they said he'll miss at least 2 games, which puts us at tonight. We welcome in our friend, Dennis Scott. 3D is on the road in Denver covering the game tonight. So who better to ask than you, 3D? What's the latest on Giannis?
Well, right now, Steph and guys, Giannis is day-to-day, obviously not going to play tonight and didn't play last night in Phoenix. So now they're trying to figure out, is there a little bit swelling? There'll be a day-to-day evaluation to see how the pain threshold is for Giannis. Now, obviously, he finished out the ball game. He's a tough kid, but they're thinking big picture. Now, the coaching staff guys have to figure this out. So, Sam, I ask you, how do you continue to keep the ball movement going? Chris Middleton had 39 last night in Phoenix and played lights-out basketball, but no one else helped out in the scoring. How do you find other scoring until you get Giannis back? So I throw this question out to Sam.
Well, 3D, that is a great question. And Coach Buzz got some problems because, look, this Milwaukee Bucks team generally plays well when Giannis doesn't play because they keep doing the things they do. They just input people in that lineup, keep moving the ball. They want to break you down, and, they really want to shoot the 3. The problem is that so much of the offense runs through Giannis. I think you're going to have to see Eric Bledsoe running more pick and roll, spacing the floor. Brook Lopez going to have to roll sometimes to create some more spaces because now when Giannis is not out there, you used to having Giannis do all those things, break people down and initiate the ball movement. Now it's going to be more the point guard's going to have to do it, and they can still get it done. Just Lopez is going to have to change. He's going to have to pop. He's going to have to roll, and then they're going to have to initiate the offense that way a little bit.
Well, as you bring that up, Sam, the other game we had a few weeks ago with Milwaukee, they talked about, I think Kevin McHale brought this up, where Brook Lopez, let's not forget, he still can post up like the old Brook Lopez we saw back in Brooklyn. Last year, he shot a lot of threes. I think Bud's trying to mix it up with him and try to get him down low. Now with Giannis on the floor, I think it makes more sense to me. Go inside out, let Brook get going, let him get double teamed. Let's see how the Nuggets playing.
3D, I'm with you. I think it has to be Brook Lopez down on the block, just like you and Sam said. Instead of picking and popping without Giannis, you got to roll him and get him down on the block. My question now, I turn to you, 3D. The Denver Nuggets, they're 4-5 in the last 9 games. But what's more alarming to me, I know it's the NBA, the last 2 losses are against the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors. What's your thoughts on right today, what you see going on with the Denver Nuggets? You think they're going to be okay, or you see something that might need to get tightened up before this playoffs get started?
I am a little disappointed in them, Smitty, because I thought they'd be further along in this season. But when you look at their roster, you look at the changes they made, they're pretty much right where they are last year at this point of the season. But I agree with you 1,000%. You cannot have bad losses at this point in the season, knowing that the Lakers and the Clippers are just right ahead, more so the Clippers, should I say, are right ahead of you. So you need as many wins as possible, and especially the games we say you're supposed to win, especially going down the stretch as you're fighting for that playoff spot.
Dennis Scott, we appreciate your time here on the warm-up. Have a good call tonight. We'll be watching.
All right, guys.
Let's take a little closer look at the Milwaukee Bucks. Fear the deer still. Bucks without Giannis this season. Their record is 5-2. That's very respectable. Shooting above 40% from behind the arc, 50% from the field. That's terrific. And you see the points there, guys. I bring this to your attention. We just got word that George Hill is out with an abductor, and that Eric Bledsoe is doubtful with the knee. So now not only are they without Antetokounmpo, they're without Bledsoe. Correct. They're 3 down. So this is the first losing streak they've experienced this season. They've lost 2 games in a row for the first time. Is it going to be a 3rd game in a row?
Yeah. I mean, you done lost your backcourt.
Yeah.
You done lost probably the MVP of the league this year, and you're struggling a little bit. I wouldn't say struggling, but you hit a little roadblock, and it happens, Smitty. And if it's going to happen, let's get it out the way now. If Giannis going to miss some time, let's go on and do it now. If you're going to have these little nagging injuries, let's get them out of the way now because you know they're coming. If you've been injury-free for the season, pretty much, at some point, Smitty, you as a coach, you're sitting there like, okay, when is it going to come? When is it going to come? And you're hoping it comes sooner than later. And so you hate that it happened, but let's get these little nagging injuries out the way so we can get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, and I look at it as Sam, and I think Sam said it best. There's some people who are saying, what's wrong with the Bucks? But I'm looking at it as it's just part of the season.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
they've lost 2 in a row, but give them credit. They've been so good for so long. I was reading something where if they lose tonight, that's 3 games in a row. They haven't lost 3 games in a row since March of 2018. So the Milwaukee Bucks have been playing great basketball. Yes, I think some of those guys are not questioning none of their injuries that they probably could have played, but they're getting a rest. And one thing you like, Sam, about the Milwaukee Bucks, I just looked at that standings there, 7.5 games ahead.
Right.
So they have a cushion.
And I probably would start cutting some of these guys minutes, especially a night like this. I wouldn't want to wear out any of my main guys. Even if we lose this game, I wouldn't panic. It's not that big a deal because they've been so locked in. The past 2 years, they've been the best team.
Right.
And so they could just be a little bored. I mean, they've just been handling their business each and every night. So they probably need a little step back, a little breather, and get their mind right for the second half of the season called playoffs.
Well, I'm glad you brought that whole thing up, the playoffs, because they may still be trying to play for home court advantage throughout, which leads us to the Los Angeles Lakers and a gentleman by the name of LeBron James. People are talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo repeating as MVP. There's a small amount of chatter among NBA chats that maybe LeBron James is making his case to be the MVP this season. Let's compare the rankings, shall we? Giannis on the left, all first, except for one. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory.
You're saying LeBron making his what? His case for what? To come in second, right?
Hey,
To come in second.
in the conversation.
Look,
Yeah.
he's been in the conversation all year, but this is what I would say. Last night just showed us LeBron is still the best basketball player on the planet, but Giannis is the MVP for the season. And those two things can be that. Look, what LeBron James did last night was to remind us that he's not going to take a step back when he plays against the Bucks or take a step back when he plays against the Nimbus, the Clippers, and Kawhi Leonard. That I'm coming full steam ahead, and I still feel like we're the best team in the West. Why? Because we have me, still the best player on the planet, and we have the best record, so we've been the most consistent team. Look, it doesn't take anything away from Giannis last year and this year. I still think he's going to win the MVP, but LeBron just reminded us that he is the best basketball player on the planet, and in a one-game series, I'm taking the king.
Yeah, and I might take him in a 7-game series, Sam. I mean,
Yeah.
I think what we're looking at is the regular season MVP, and to you, Sam, and I totally agree. This is no slight on Giannis. I think LeBron James got a chance to see that first game in Milwaukee, and we all got a little pride, Sam, where Giannis put the little king crown on, and so he came out, sent a message to Giannis, and then I thought for sure, just from everybody else, not LeBron James, they had to have this win against the Clippers.
Yes.
This was a must-win,
Right.
not far as record, not anything far as 1 and 2, Sam. This was just
For their psyche.
Their psyche. You don't win this one.
Yeah.
Things could crumble when you don't have a team that's been together. So I think LeBron did an excellent job. I thought that was a bigger win than the Milwaukee.
Without doubt.
win.
And think about this, man. For all the talk, the way the Clippers had handled them, and the talk about Kawhi is now the new king, LeBron made a statement after 17 years and 35 years old. Look, y'all may one day get this crown, but I'm not ready to relinquish it yet. And so until I give it up, you're going to have to come pull it out of my cold hands.
And what I loved is he got Kyle Kuzma to act like he was putting
Yes,
that
sir.
crown on. That's something I would
Hey,
do.
that lets you know he knows what's going on, and he
Chatter.
hears the chatter.
Absolutely.
And every now and then, I'm going to put an exclamation point. and say,
Yeah.
Not yet, guys.
Absolutely.
One day, but not today.
Well, it certainly is fun to watch.
Yeah,
I know
it
that
is.
much.
It is. We gotta
I'm
have
enjoying
some.
it.
Must-see TV now.
Right.
I can't wait for the playoffs.
I know. This season more than
Following
most.
Sam like that.
Oh, my
Let's
goodness.
get it
I'm not going
out.
to condone that.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Trae Young leading the Atlanta Hawks against the Charlotte Hornets tonight. 7:30 start time. This will be game 2 of their 4-game series. They got 2 more to play in April. We'll see how Mr. Young does tonight.